In a small village in Africa, there was a little girl named Zuri. Zuri was not like other kids at her school. She was small, but her heart was full of wisdom. While others were quite playful and they talk, Zuri loved to listen, learn, and think. Every day, she sat quietly at the back of her classroom, always eager to understand the world around her. One day, the village school faced a very big problem. The teacher, Miss Titi, had given the class a challenge. She asked the children to come up with a way to solve the problem that the village had been facing for many years. The river that ran by their village had started to dry up. The villagers were running out of water and no one knew how to fix it. The children were excited to try and solve the problem, but none of their ideas seemed to work. Some of the boys suggested building a bigger dam, while others thought of digging deep well, but none of their ideas could save the river. Everyone became frustrated. They didn't know what else to do. Zuri, however, sat quietly, deep in thought. She had an idea, but it was different from anything anyone had said before. Finally, after everyone else had finished their suggestion, she raised her hands. Miss Titi said, her voice was soft but sure, I think the answer is not to fight the river, but to listen to it. The class fell quiet and silent, and everyone turned to look at Zuri. Miss Titi smiled kindly and asked, what do you mean by that statement, Zuri? Zuri stood up and explained, I have been watching the river for a long time. The reason it's drying up is because the people are taking too much water and not giving anything back. The river is tired and it needs help. If we all come together and plant trees around the river, it will help keep the soil strong and the water will flow again. We also need to learn how to use water wisely so it doesn't run dry. Miss Titi's eyes sparkled with adoration. Zuri, that's a beautiful idea. You are right. We must care for the river, not just to take from it. The class got to work. Zuri helped organize the planting of the tree along the river bank. They also built small water tank to catch rainwater and taught the village how to use water wisely. As time passed, the river began to flow again. The tree grew tall and the water became clean and plentiful. The villagers were so grateful and they knew that Zuri had saved their home. Zuri's wisdom spread through the village. People learn that sometimes the best situation comes from listening and thinking deeply. And in our school, Zuri became known as the wise little girl who helped save the village with a big heart and a brilliant mind. Moral lesson from this story: wisdom is not about age and size, it's about thinking, listening, and learning. Zuri showed that even a small child can have a big idea when they pay attention and care about others. Working together can solve even the biggest problem. When Zuri shared her idea, right? The villagers united to act and they were able to save the river. Respect for nature is essential. The story teaches that we must not only take from nature but also give back, care, and protect it. Never underestimate quiet voices, sometimes they carry the biggest wisdom. Zuri wasn't loud or forceful, but her quiet confidence made the biggest difference. So, this is the end of our story. Subscribe, like this video, share to your families and friends, and stay tuned for our next story. Bye, kids.